this is a different gig, I guess. I'm usually doing these lives in Portuguese, but today I have a super special guest who will be joining us really soon. And since she doesn't speak Portuguese, we're going to do it entirely in English. And I think it's going to be fun. Yay, she's here. So we'll be talking a little bit about growing your business. And particularly, this is one of my favorite topics. So whenever I get to talk about business and the different things and what I've been navigating with my business is always super fun. Kira, I already on, so Instagram has been really funny these days, so let's see what happens. Oh, okay, she's on.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good. It is great to see you this morning.
Yes, it's great to see you this morning. We're actually not that far time zone wise. It's just a 2 hour difference, which is great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm
And
having
thank you.
fun listening to you start this as I was waiting to come on. I was like, oh, this is going to be good. Oh, wait, I'm coming.
Oh, that's so fun. And thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying yes to this. Um, we've actually known each other for a while now, but we don't necessarily, talk to each other all the time. But every time we talk to each other, it's like so much fun. You just have this relaxing energy, which, by the way, is something that we're going to talk about real soon.
Yes. That's like there's something about when you start to create with people and it's just automatically ease, or you get this like, well, yes, like I know we talk so much about finding your yes and finding where things are light. And I have noticed that like that's actually something when let's imagine you're working with someone and you're like, oh, what, you know, Louise just popped into my world. Would it be fun to co-create? Yes. Like you can't even get the question out before the energy is there.
Yeah.
And that's what happened actually when I saw it. I was like, oh, I love the topic. Oh, we're going to have so much fun. Oh, I should probably reach out.
Yeah, it's so amazing. And, just so you guys know, Kirsten and I are collaborating, I guess, on a creation. And it's something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. And if you guys know me, you know that I'm Brazilian and I usually facilitate everything in Portuguese. And I'm usually on the other end of the line, just translating things to people, right? So I was talking to Vivi, which is one of my good friends and also my assistant. She's like my right and left arms in my business. I have no idea what I would do if she wasn't working with me on the back end. And I was talking to her and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just going to give it a go. I'm going to facilitate something in English. I still had no idea what I was going to do. And I think it was maybe a CFP or I don't know. I was translating something. And then I was like, oh my God, I love to talk about business. I love energy pools. Why don't I do an energy pool series? And basically the name actually came to me in English first. And then I was like, okay, how do I translate this to Portuguese?
So interesting. And isn't it, like one of the things I've loved is how it doesn't matter what language you actually listen to things in. So there have been times where I've gone to a class and then I'll intentionally listen to different languages in order to just see what that creates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually really fun. I've tried with French once. I think it might have been something that Lale was creating. I
Hmm.
can't be sure, but I think I listened to French for a while. Then I went back to English. Then I went to some other language. Then I went back to English. It was actually really fun.
So this one is in which languages?
So right now we have English, Portuguese, and
Okay.
French. Um, and what else is possible? If someone requests a different language, maybe we can add more
Yeah,
languages.
that would be fun. I love that because, I don't speak Portuguese. I have like maybe half a dozen words that I have picked up over listening over the years. But the thing about this is like we've always spoken English together.
Yes.
So I don't know you as anything other than fluent in English and Portuguese. And like this dynamic being that can weave the energy of the words into whatever language it is you're speaking at any given moment. So I'm excited for this. I'm totally happy to support in creating just what, like I was saying, like there's some topics that you hear them and you're like, yes, or you
Mm-hmm.
don't even necessarily get the full title or the description, but you're immediately being drawn into like the response to the question of what will this create in my world. And so I was just hoping if you could say something about, like you mentioned that the class had come to you and you were like the name came in English,
Yeah.
and like, ooh, this would be fun to facilitate. And I think you said it was something that had been in your awareness for a while or in your world for a while as like wanting to come to life.
Yes.
And that it's like that's like almost all what the whole series is about,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. You totally got it. Because with my own business, I've been a facilitator for about 5 years.
Uh-huh.
A little over 5 years, I think. And I've I've been looking into my own business and being like, okay, how can I add more fun to it? How can I grow my business without it having to be something that's like heavy and I have to put so much more work in it. So I've been exploring it, and we're fortunate enough
Mm-hmm.
to be a part of the Access Consciousness team, working with Access. And I remember a call that we have that was a staff call. And Gary was talking about
Oh,
relaxation,
please.
and he said something, it's probably not like verbatim, but he said something like, if the Access staff relaxed, I don't know, I think he said like the business would grow 70% or something like
Yeah, it was
that. So
something
it's like,
crazy, or it would just like start to exponentialize because each person
yeah,
relaxes that much, and it's like it just kept opening.
exactly. So, sorry, it's just my mom got here because we're actually having a renovation here, and she's like, "Can I come in? And I need to look something in." I was like, "Yeah, okay, go." So,
Real life.
yeah, real life. So it was really interesting because I heard Gary say that if you relax, then the business can grow. And I actually, I always thought of myself as a really relaxed person until I realized that my relaxation mode, it was more like escape mode. Let me just move
Oh,
real quick
yeah, yeah.
because I think they're gonna start making some noises here.
That,
So just
that's
let me move real quick.
not a problem. It's it is funny though, like the as as she's moving, I actually recognized that the other day. I just moved to the beach myself, and I noticed that people would say like, "Oh, I need to relax. I'm just gonna go do nothing. I'm gonna go take a nap." And yeah, it's just relaxation is about so much more than that. Anyway. We'll give Louise a minute to come on. So I'm actually up in the United States. I'm on the panhandle of Florida. So it's nice and beautiful here weather-wise. And I look forward to coming down to Brazil one day. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm back.
Tra- Traveling to me is relaxation.
Yeah,
Like totally
absolutely.
ridiculous for most people. I'm like, yeah, let's just pack up a bag and go and get on a plane and go here and go here and go here and go here and yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was my point before I was, moving places. Um,
Yeah,
like
your video is so off, sweetie.
when I was like in what I thought was relaxation mode, it was more like escaping.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, I don't want to do this, so I'm going to relax. But oh, my video is still off.
yeah.
That's weird. I can see myself.
Oh
How
my.
does it get any better? Let me try
No,
again.
yeah.
Can you see me now?
No, it looks like I still see your picture, but it looks like it might be just.
Hmm, weird. We'll find out what once we finish the live. Then
Yeah,
we'll actually figure out if people can see me or not. But I can see myself at least. So yeah, it was something really funny because I would do this all the time. I'd be like, no, I'm going to relax. But then I didn't actually relax. I was just like escaping whatever it was that I didn't want to do. And so I started exploring this of, okay,
mm,
what actually means to relax.
yeah,
And especially, with the topic, I haven't actually mentioned the topic of the series, but I'm doing an energy pool series called Relaxing into Your Business. Just so you guys know. So,
I love that
and we'll talk
we're
a little
playing
bit.
with the energies and nobody even knows what we're talking about. That's the best.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, it's really funny because, uh, as I really started to look at it, I was like, oh my God, all this time I thought I was relaxing and I
Yeah,
actually wasn't. I was just, you know, escaping. Like I was doing something to avoid the things instead of asking a question
yeah,
and going to, okay, how can I relax with this? Um, and what I realized was that every time I actually relaxed instead of escaping, my business started to just come to
yeah.
life and be this energy of actually inviting people. You know, the other day I was again talking to Vivi because we talk almost every day. And I was talking to her and I was like, I had this class that was supposed to happen in Sao Paulo and I had a host and all that. And then my host was like, hey, I'm sorry, something came up. I won't be able to host your class anymore. And there was a lot of other stuff going on. And in my head at first I was like, no, this class has to happen because I already put it out there and blah blah
Mm,
blah. And I
mm,
was like, okay,
mm.
you know what, there's something interesting going on here. let's
Yeah,
let's talk a little bit about it. And so the moment we opened my schedule, I looked at it and I was like, okay, this class does not want to happen right now. Let's do something different. And I actually got myself into a place of relaxation of like, okay, if it wasn't, I didn't have anyone registered
uh,
yet, right? So I was like,
huh.
okay, if it wasn't wrong to cancel this class,
Mm-hmm.
what would actually be fun?
Oh,
And
oh,
so,
oh, you got to be careful asking questions like that. You might just actually have fun. Wow.
exactly. And what popped up was actually switching the date of another class that I was going to have to
Uh-huh.
one of those dates, and then adding a facelift class.
Ooh,
So at first I was going to have a foundation in Sao Paulo, and then I totally switched it to facelift and body process in Maceió, where I live. And the funniest thing happened because we closed the Zoom
uh-huh.
and then immediately I got two messages. One person asking for a facelift class asking
Uh-huh.
when is going to be the next facelift class. And the other one was a person that was registered for the class that I had just moved, and that I was going to message her the next day.
Yeah.
She was like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I won't be able to attend that class because I'm going to have something at work. I'm going to have a work trip or something like that, so
Yeah.
I won't be in town on that date.
Wow.
Is there a possibility that I can take this class some other day?"
Some other
And I was like, "Hey, I actually was going to message you tomorrow because like Vivi and I were up at like 11 p.m. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to message her at 11 p.m. I'm going to
Yeah.
wait until the next morning." But then she messaged me at 11 p.m. saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, I won't be able to be on the class that I registered for. Is it okay for me to take it on another day?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay. I was actually going to tell you that, I moved the class." So the same day, I had these two people coming to the class,
Yeah.
well, registering for the classes and all that. And then the very next day, another person was like, "Hey, do you have another date for that
Yeah.
class? Because I won't be able to go." I was like, "Yeah, I actually just moved the class to another date."
That's
So
awesome.
it was really crazy. It was like instant,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It was like the class. It's like when you let your business, it's almost like breathing, right? Like when you breathe, things change. And like this invitation was actually the business wanted to go in a slightly different direction. And like, look what that created. That's so cool.
Yeah. So that's basically it. Like what I got was that if I actually relax and ask questions, my business just talks to me. I can actually, well, he's talking to me all the time, but usually when you're like in escapist mode, or if you're just too worried about the bills you have to pay or whatever, you
Turned off,
can't
tuned
actually
out.
listen.
Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. So, so I want in, obviously. So how many days are you, how many days is this series? And like, when do we start?
Yes, awesome. So it's going to be from June 2nd to June 6th, I believe.
Okay.
I believe, yes, 5 days. So from 2 to 6. And it's going to be about 45-minute calls every day. So
Oh,
it's like
cool.
short, but also really, really powerful, because what I love about energy pools is that you actually can have it in like 5 minutes. We're doing 45 minutes because I like to talk and ask a few questions and all that.
Oh,
But
so it's like actually a class and an energy pull.
yeah, exactly. It's like more, what I like to do with my energy pools is always like include the questions during the energy pool,
Uh-huh.
because
Yeah.
then you can get an awareness of what it
Uh,
actually is, like,
yeah.
what, in this case, what your business is asking of you. Because a lot of times when I do an energy
Wow.
pool, I I get so inspired, and I actually start taking action, but from a different place,
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times we go to, I have to act, I have to act, I have to do this and do that and do that. But you don't actually go to, okay, if I'm relaxed, if I'm asking questions,
Yeah.
then I can still act, but from a different space. And so what happens is that you can actually do less but have more.
Yeah. I can totally see that. Like you're, and this is like one of those moments where I'm like, oh, that's what I was aware of. Your energy is like this beautiful constellation of invitation to all of these pieces that we forget because we get so tuned out of parts of our life, or we shut down. It's like we forget to include everything.
Yeah.
I can feel you like actually starting to like bring that like everything in, and I'm like, oh, okay. And a couple times that even in our, even in this little live we're doing, I can feel my whole body relaxing. It's like, yeah, that. Oh, okay. You know, huh. This is amazing. amazing. I am so excited, Louise. And it's not one of those things because I'm also a facilitator, and sometimes we see what each other are doing, and there's no need to have competition. It's like this creation, it's like it's like how can I support it? How can I support you? And how much fun can we have? And I'm just so grateful that you're choosing this, because you choosing this is like it's just a gift to everyone who even sees this and realizes that there's another possibility.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. And this energy pool series is also for myself and my own business.
Yeah.
Because what I get is that whenever there's something that's popping for me, and
Yeah.
I choose to create a class or an energy pool series or whatever around that topic,
Right.
it's always more powerful,
Yeah.
not just for myself, but also for everyone else that chooses it.
Yeah.
It's like we create this, oh, I forgot the word in English, but like let's call it this group energy,
Uh-huh.
like
Yeah.
we just the, all of us together, we facilitate each other. Even though I'm the one leading it in this case,
Yeah.
everyone that's there, their own energy, we're all facilitating it, and all of us have something in common there, you know, and so sometimes I am facilitating a class and a participant asks a question and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. By facilitating you, I just facilitated something that was going on
Yeah.
in my own world, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It is pretty amazing. Like the gifts the gifts of consciousness expand out, right? Like so everyone who's involved, everyone who knows about it, everyone they're connected with, it's we really are able to create shifts in the whole world just by choosing to have more consciousness for ourselves. And that it's like the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly, exactly, and that's one of the reasons I'm so excited
Yeah.
about this energy pool series because when you can sense that
Uh-huh.
there's going to be a huge shift for you and for everybody
Yeah.
else. That's the thing I've been getting with this energy pool series is like, oh, okay, maybe we're actually ready to go to the next level with relaxation and adding this energy to our businesses, not just as a one time
Yeah.
thing, like, oh, right now I'm so stressed, let me try and tap into what relaxation is. No, actually having it as a part of your business, like as you do taxes, as you are going through ideas for whatever it is your next product.
Yeah.
You don't even have to like work with Access to be a part of this. It's like whatever business you have or whatever business you would like to have if you don't have a business yet. Like, what if you could go
Totally.
into it every day with this relaxation energy instead of it being an afterthought?
Yeah. Yeah. You just totally inspired me. It's like remembering that the invitation extends out to everyone and everything. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And just awesome. So I'm looking forward. We're starting June 2nd. Louise, what's your website?
Well, actually, I don't have like a website. I just use the link in bio and on my
Oh, perfect.
Instagram, and then you guys can go straight
Perfect.
to my classes for you to register. Because I tried having a website before and was just like, oh, okay, that doesn't work for me. Let me go for something easier. So I just
Yeah.
used like a platform that already exists,
I
and I just add my classes there.
Well, that's the fascinating thing, too. It's like there's everyone assumes there's a formula and there doesn't have to be. So really asking was less about the website, more like how do people sign up?
Yes, yes. I know. So yeah, you guys can just go to the
Cool.
link in my bio. And I do have like two different registering links, because one is the international one for ease for international people to pay. Since I'm in Brazil, this platform that I'm using, it's called Hotmart. And whenever you go to sign up, it already converts to your own currency.
Oh,
So if you're
that's
in Canada, if you're in the
awesome.
US, if you're in Europe, whatever, the platform automatically converts to your own currency. So you don't have to worry, how much am I going to pay? It already shows you how much you're going to pay
Yeah,
for it
I love
in
it.
your own currency. And you guys will get an email with the info to actually join the platform and get access to the Zoom links and the recordings and all that. And for everyone else in Brazil, I have a different one that it's the one that I usually use when I don't have international payments. But they're both on my bio, so you guys can go there. It's really easy. There's one thing saying relaxing into your business, international registration. So you just go
Okay.
there, click, and it goes straight to the landing page, and you guys can learn a little bit more about the series and register. And it's only $20,
What?
20 US dollars.
That's
So
amazing.
it's a no-brainer.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to it and, connecting with everybody who's there and everything that we'll be able to contribute to each other. So, thanks for creating this, Louise. I'm super excited to get started.
Me too. Thank you so much for joining on the fun. And yes, I will see you very, very soon.